Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be starting the time value of money chapter in the personal finance course. Before we start, I'd like to remind you all to please subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with the videos and support me and my desire to bring high quality lessons to you at no cost. So in this chapter, we'll be talking about how to apply time value of money concepts to lump sums, right? Which is the most basic form of TVM. So what is time value of money? The time value of money is simply how money grows over time and how money reacts to time. If you have a savings account, if you have a credit card, if you have a mortgage or a bank loan or a car loan, then you've experienced the time value of money. You understand that when you take money, time, and an interest rate, you put them together, and magic happens. For example, if you were to invest $1,000 today at 6% annually, you would have $5,743.49 in 30 years. So although that was only 6% per year, that ends up being an almost 475% return. That is the power of compounding. So first, let's talk about how to find the future value of a lump sum. So if I have an amount today, what will that be worth in the future? It's quite simple. You have the formula right here. We start by taking the present value and multiplying it by 1 plus the rate divided by the number of compounds per year. Then we put it to the power m, which is the number of compounds, times t, the number of years. So how did we get from $1,000 to over $5,000 in that previous example? Well, here's how you do it. 1,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.06, that's the rate, divided by 1 because we had compounded annually, to the power of 1 times 30, and that gave us $5,743.49. Now, if you want to do this on your financial calculator, you want to follow these steps. So you're going to enter 4 out of the 5 variables and have the calculator compute the one you're missing. So in this case, the future value. So you would enter 30 as your n, the same way you would in the formula. 6IY. Now here it's important that for your interest rate, you're actually entering 6, not 0.06 the way you would in a formula. Very important that on these calculators you put in percentage form. 1,000. And then you want to make the 1,000 negative by pressing the plus minus button and then assigning it to the present value. We make it negative because the calculator needs to know that this is a cash flow that you're giving out in order to get back the future value in 30 years. 0 as the payment because we have no payment here. Compute the future value and you get your 5,743. To find the present value of a lump sum, so we have a future value and we want to know what that's worth today or at some point in the past. Well, it's quite similar. We start by taking the future value and then dividing it by 1 plus the rate over m. So once again, the rate is your interest rate. M is your compounding frequency, how many times we're compounding per year, to the power m times t, t being the number of years. So say, for example, you'll receive $5,000 in 20 years. So that's your future value. What is the present value assuming the interest rate is 7% compounded monthly? Well, if you plug it into the formula, you'll see that we set the future value in the numerator as $5,000 divided by 1 plus the rate, so 7% divided by 12 because we're compounding monthly. And the exponent, 12 times 20, 20 because we have 20 years. So you would have $1,238.01 today if that will grow into $5,000 in 20 years. Once again, on the financial calculator, we're going to enter 20 as our n, 7 as our IY, 7 as our interest rate, but then you're going to press second PY, which is above the IY button, so that you can tell the calculator that you have 12 period compounding or monthly compounding. The way you do that, you want to keep your 1 as PY. So PY is your periods per year, and we'll just keep this as 1 to say that we're doing this on an annual basis. However, if you go down, then you'll see CY. CY is your compounds per year. So this is 12 because we're compounding monthly. Then you get out of there by pressing clear, enter 5,000 as your future value, 0 as the payment, compute PV. So once again, for PY and CY, the link you want to make here is between PY and N. Since you had entered N as 20, being 20 years, PY should be in years, periods per year. It's basically the unit of time that you've chosen for N. CY is your compounding frequency. Okay, so take a second and try this. Pause the video and try and solve this question. So you'd like to accumulate $1 million by the time you retire in 25 years. If you can earn 7.56% compounded annually, how much should you invest today? So we're asking you to find the present value. Now, what you should have done was 1 million divided by 1 plus the rate over 1, because we're compounding annually, to the power of 25, and that would give you 161,707.49. So if you got that, great. You can move on to the next video. If you didn't, take a second and go back into the video to see where you went wrong. So that's it for lump sums. Thanks for watching. The next video will be all about annuities, so you can click right here to go and start that lesson directly. I'll see you there.